seaside destinations, there's one location that attracts us Brits more than anywhere else on the planet. With gorgeous climate, stunning coastline and rich history, it's no surprise that we flock to the shores of the Mediterranean. Bordered by Europe, Africa and Asia, this sea in the middle of the land has a coastline stretching 28,000 miles and attracts a staggering 1/3 of the world's international tourists. But there's more to the Med than holidays. It's a place people love to call home. Can you imagine waking up with a view like that every single day? On my journey around this diverse region, I'll explore the fascinating architecture. What an amazing place. I mean, the coast is beautiful. I'll get hands-on to experience life as a local. Why are there all these supercars in Monaco and you can only go 30 miles an hour?
50 kilometers per hour.
And meet the lucky people with truly amazing homes by the Med. I'm noticing a rather finely located hammock.
You've actually got to book a spot for it in the summer months.
This week I'm in Italy and the sun-bleached southern region of Puglia, where quirky cones contain sensational homes.
Here it goes, look at that.
Contemporary cubes bask in reflected glory. And beautiful townhouses teeter over sea caverns.
That's extraordinary because when you're on the street, you have no sense that the sea is right here. Puglia, it's an evocative sounding part of Italy, romantic. It's the kind of place you've heard of, but probably never been to. But that is changing because this area has an unspoiled charm that is slowly drawing people away from the well-trodden parts like Campania and Tuscany and bringing them here to experience architecture, food and culture, the likes of which you will find nowhere else on the planet. Located at its southeastern tip, Puglia is the heel to Italy's boot, and I'll be exploring its 340-mile northern coastline along the Adriatic Sea. My first port of call is the ancient town of Monopoli, which was first settled over 2,500 years ago. Bringing me ashore is the Sandakan, a trawler that lands catches of swordfish and tuna from waters that have been fished since Roman times. This place has a really turbulent past when this whole part of the Italian countryside was being destroyed by the Goths. This place survived, hence its name, Monopoli, the only city. Here, whitewashed, box-like homes cluster around the sheltered harbour. And fishermen with their traditional blue rowing boats still ply their trade amongst the modern industrial trawler fleet. However, I'm not here for the seafood, but to uncover some of Puglia's best homes. And first on my list is just a short 5-mile journey north from Monopoli to the seaside town of Polignano a Mare. Like its neighbour Monopoli, the square structures of its traditional homes are tightly packed and jostle for space along the craggy limestone rocks that tumble into the Med. You look at these houses, they almost appear like part of the geology. And as you can see, their proximity to the sea and the angle that they have down over the seascape, the views from these places are absolutely spectacular.
I could happily spend all day exploring the nooks and crannies of this atmospheric town, whose houses are built from volcanic tuffo stone. But I'm here to meet Pernille Limke from Denmark, who was so transfixed by its charms, she spent over half her life waiting for the perfect Puglian property to come up for sale.
How did you end up in Polignano a Mare?
We came here the first time 33 years ago, I think. It's such a romantic place. And we have noticed many times coming here that there was like an abandoned house. And we were like, how come this is not being used?
Yeah.
And then suddenly we saw this house for sale. And then when we came here, we felt like this is destiny.
Wow. It was the one that you dreamed of.
Yeah, exactly.
After years of searching, Pernille's patience finally paid off, and she and husband Lars snapped up the townhouse to turn it into their dream home.
So this is it, this is you?
Yeah, it's a very typical townhouse.
Beautiful door, I love
Yeah.
the little pencil moulding. You can't hardly see where the door breaks. Really nice.
Yeah,
Should we go and have a look?
Yes.
Pernille decided on this particular property for very good reason, because the modest entrance gives little away about the extraordinary secret it's hiding around the back.
Ah, and there's the sea. That's extraordinary, because when you're on the street, you have no sense that the cliffs and the sea is right here.
This house has squeezed itself in amongst its tightly packed neighbours to land the best view in the whole town.
Just the way the sea and the sky are just blending beautifully.
Yeah, exactly.
You just walk in and go,
Yeah,
whoa, look. How high are you here?
It's about 22 meters.
22
now.
meters?
Yeah, exactly.
Unbelievably, much of that 22 metres is fresh air, as the property teeters above a deep-sea cavern gouged out by centuries of erosion. And the only thing preventing Pernille's house crashing into the Adriatic is some mind-boggling geology.
It's a beautiful space, this, isn't it?
It is. This is like the main space that family uses. And this is, of course, where we dine, sometimes inside and often outside.
10 years ago, this main living area wasn't somewhere you'd want to hang out. But thanks to Pernille, dilapidated has been transformed into delightful. Plasterwork was removed from the vaulted ceiling to reveal the original patchwork of gorgeous limestone blocks. And the addition of simple exposed lighting now draws the eye without being a distraction. Almost every surface has texture and character, from the Puglian chanka stone on the kitchen floor to the tactile worktop and moulded sink.
I love this work surface.
Yeah.
It's cement, yeah?
Yeah, it's cement. And it's an old tradition in this area to do works with cement.
It's a beautiful sink. Should we go look around?
Yes.
This townhouse is TARDIS-like, with 4 voluminous bedrooms set over 2 floors. Concrete baths offer up rustic relaxation in en-suites. And eye-catching creative mezzanines make the most of the vaulting in each room.
So I assume the stairs were here,
Yes, exactly. They were here.
because you can see the dips of wear, can't you?
In the master bedroom is another example of how a traditional technique has been used to create a contemporary floor with a unique twist.
We saw this type of floor first time in Africa, and I really like that feeling of walking with bare feet and that.
And what's in it?
Terracotta, stones that are powdered, crushed, and then natural resin, and then you polish it.
You thought really about what it feels like to walk around barefoot on this.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna have a go, because that is sort of, that's an attention to detail that I really admire. Oh, that is nice. I'm just gonna go for a stroll. Yeah, that's working. It's really nice.
Yeah, isn't it? It feels warm and soft. It's almost like walking on leather.
It's just lovely. might steal that idea if you don't mind.
That's okay, yeah.
That's
'cause-
very kind.
Yeah.
Back downstairs, it's this home's fabulous terrace with its vantage point overlooking the Adriatic that gives it that extra special something.
How many can you get round the table?
12 people.
12.
Yeah.
And unsurprisingly, this is a place that attracts a lot of family visitors.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's even spacious enough for son Magnus, partner Didi and grandson Atlas to move in while on maternity leave.
Or scattering.
Are you looking forward to spending 6 months here? Yeah! I think that's a yes. I mean, I don't speak Danish, but I think that was a yes.
This home has stood precariously on top of this cliff for over 200 years, but the renovation has transformed a simple building into a wonderful family home with the most dramatic views on the coast.
Well, I think it's beautiful. That moment of coming off the street and you have no idea that this is behind you, and that moment is magic.
Exactly. And it keeps being magic every time you come here.
Yeah.
This home has given me a sense of how this undiscovered part of Italy is slowly starting to evolve to meet the needs of 21st century living. And later in my journey, I'll be seeing how Puglia's most iconic traditional buildings are still making fabulous homes.
What's really nice, there's no mortar, there's no concrete, so you just put one on top of the other, one on top of the other.
They're such extraordinary buildings.
And I'll visit a very unusual contemporary home, making its mark in the Italian coastal countryside.
Lovely view. That's fantastic. I mean, the whole side of the room is just beautiful view.
I'm in southern Italy, exploring the little-known region of Puglia. Known as the breadbasket of Italy, thanks to its rich, fertile soil producing an abundance of wheat for pasta and bread, olives, grapes and fruit. This agrarian life brought people inland to places like the Itria Valley and led them to create some of the most remarkable little homes you're ever likely to come across.
Now, quite rightly, all the different regions of Italy take an enormous amount of pride in their unique and iconic cities and towns. And if there was to be a competition, I think this place, Albero Bello, would be Puglia's entry.
This extraordinary town is over 500 years old and is a designated UNESCO World Heritage Site thanks to a building type found nowhere else on the planet.
So these are Trulli, and they are a medieval house type developed just in this part of the country. First started in about the 14th century, and you can see they're perfectly evolved for this location. The rock around here comes in very thin strata, so it's easy to get hold of lots of narrow bits of stone, perfect for building these wonderful cone-shaped roofs. And the way the cones flow into each other.
There are over 1,400 individual trullo in this town alone, many with strange painted symbols on their conical roofs.
The story goes that they are a mixture of Christian, magical and pagan, so pre-Christian symbols. And the homeowners have painted on the roofs to bring themselves good luck and good fortune. In a way, this place couldn't get any more unusual.
For my next home, I'm travelling 14 miles southeast along the Itria Valley to the town of Cisterninum. Throughout this area, single-storey Trulli and grander farmhouses, called masseria, dot the broad plains running down to the coast. But amongst the traditional country homes, it's possible to unearth a truly modern gem. This contemporary dwelling is actually one house, deconstructed and spread out. Over 3,700 square feet and 3 totally separate blocks. With its infinity pool and white stone finish, this is a Mediterranean mansion with a split personality. And I'm keen to find out more from owner Richard Gadiselli.
Hello. Hello, Richard.
Morning.
It's very nice to meet you.
And you, welcome.
So you live up here?
We live there. Take your choice. We live everywhere.
Right.
This building here is the nighttime block, and then the daytime block is this end.
Well, should we go and have a look around? Should we start up here?
Yeah, follow me.
Yeah, let's start up here.
Anglo-Italian Richard works for a well-known car company in Turin. But when he decided that he wanted to put down roots in the beautiful Puglian countryside, this house wasn't part of the plan.
So how did you end up here?
We first of all looked at restoring either a masseria or a Trullo.
Yes,
of this
the
area,
cone
the
house.
cone house. And then, speaking to builders, we discovered that we couldn't get a budget. I mean, it was you'd have to have an open checkbook. We discovered that it was actually cheaper to buy a plot of land and have an architect-designed house built, and it came in on budget. He came up with this idea of replicating these local hilltop towns where everything is on a different level.
Richard's architect also incorporated certain aspects of the traditional Puglian Trullo into this contemporary home. Trullo were often made up of several connected but separate buildings, with each stone pod serving an individual purpose. The same applies here. Behind exterior cladding of oak slats and jumbled stone is block 1, for sleeping.
So we've got 4 bedrooms here.
Yeah.
2 at this end of the corridor and 2 over here. The kids don't get a look in because they get the smaller room.
Should we just have a quick look at one of the bedrooms?
The interior and sparse furnishings of the 4 bedrooms reflects the simplicity of the exterior. This is a no-frills approach to living, and Richard has just one rule for its occupants.
No knickknacks.
No knickknacks.
Very good.
But I can't help thinking there must be a downside to having your bedroom completely detached from your main living area.
If you woke up in the morning and you did need a bit of milk or a cup of tea, this would be... We're still walking together.
We're still walking. I hope it hasn't turned into yoghurt by the time we get there.
Oh, no. Sort of a local cheese speciality cheese.
The lengthy 130-foot stroll down to the living block is certainly worth the effort.
Lovely view. That's fantastic. I mean, the whole side of the room is just beautiful view. Amazing set of doors as well to make the most of it.
Absolutely, that's what it's all about, this spectacular view. This is our principal living area.
It's nice, isn't it? It's a really nice size.
And there's a nod at the ceiling to the Trulli of the area, sort of vaulted ceiling.
Lovely ceiling. And is that a traditional technique? That's sort of those mini vaulting?
Yeah, and it gives the room a bit of movement, really.
And I can imagine, during the night, it catches the sort of the light beautifully on the downside with these lovely shadow and fall lines.
No, it works really well.
I love the fact that the textures of the surrounding countryside are as evident inside as they are out. And Richard has used a huge monolithic slab of tactile Trani stone quarried in Puglia for thousands of years for his kitchen island.
That's an enormous bit of stone.
It is, isn't it? Feel the width.
Look at that. And that's a single lump of rock.
Single sheet, yes. In fact, the first time they were installing it, 6 workmen actually dropped it on the floor and it smashed into 1,000 pieces.
Oh, God.
So back to the drawing board.
Ow! It is vast.
But it does look good.
Like the neighbouring Trulli, Richard has his own Itria Valley home that's certainly unique. Although I'm not sure this stretched out dwelling would be for everyone.
Do you never wake up in the middle of the night and go, oh, damn, I've got to walk 40 metres to get whatever it is, like a paracetamol or whatever it might be?
Fortunately, we have bathrooms at either end.
Right, so there's always something nearby.
Exactly.
You're prepared,
we have to double up on everything.
Richard's house marks a dramatic modern shift for Puglia's rural architectural style. However, when it comes to finding a country home here, for some, only a traditional Trullo will do. I'm heading back towards Alberobello, 10 miles inland from the Adriatic, to meet British architect Tim Chappell and his partner Roberto Mingrino. The couple was so transfixed by Trulli town that they bought their own and transformed it into a cracking little home.
Hello. Hello, Tim. Hello, Roberto.
Hi, Charlie.
Lovely to meet you.
Thank you very much. Nice
and
to meet you
to
as
see
well.
your Trullo.
Yes, this is our Trullo.
Your Trullo.
Yes.
So how many cones have you got?
4.
Four cones.
There is a little one behind that, which you can't see.
We're really proud of that 4th Trullo as well.
It puts you in a different league.
Exactly.
Is there a bit of snobbery about the amount of cones you have in your house?
There is actually, yes. There is a sort of a competition. I've got 5, you've got 6, I've got 3, and yeah, that's the way.
How do you end up owning a building like this?
I suppose, you know, we wanted a place in Italy. We came here, we saw these buildings, and I don't know, I think we absolutely loved them.
It's the simplicity of the cone's construction, using nothing but limestone blocks, that fascinates many people about Trulli.
What's really nice, there's no mortar, there's no concrete. So you just put one on top of the other, one on top of the other, and they're designed in such a way that the water actually
runs out
without getting into the building itself.
I guess the similar thing is a kind of a thatched roof at home. You have to kind of really look after it. It needs love and attention. And if you don't give it that love and attention, it can get temperamental. You don't want it to be temperamental.
I love the way you discuss it as though it's got it's got its character, it's got its moods.
It's almost like a living thing, to tell you the truth. We've found out, you know, it sort of breeds. It's got its own quirks, and it's got its own character.
I've never been in, so if you like, I'm a Trullo virgin. Can I go in and have a look at your...
Yes, please, come here.
You're welcome.
They're such extraordinary buildings.
Later, I discover how Tim and Roberto have kept this basic building true to its peasant roots.
The Italians still don't think we finished. They still think. They walk in and go, when are you going to finish the kitchen?
And visit a marvellous masseria that shines brightly in the lush coastal countryside.
Oh, beautiful. I love these arches.
I'm in Puglia, on the heel of Italy's boot, discovering some of its best homes by the Med. Now I'm near Alberobello in Puglia's coastal hinterland with Tim Chappell and Roberto Mingrino, a couple who have renovated a traditional cone-topped Trulli.
I can't wait to see inside.
After you.
Here it goes, look at that. Fantastic. So it's much taller in here than I expected.
Yes, this is a particularly tall one, yes.
This is a big one.
Yes, this is a big one.
Trullo.
Big
Really?
Trullo. Yeah, yes.
Due to the thick stone walls, the interiors are pretty small, albeit beautifully formed. Sloping floors of Estonian stone, where wine grapes were once crushed and the juice collected, have now been levelled and lowered.
It's very important, I think, for me, because I'm 6 foot, and some of the Trulli are very, very small and pokey, and you're kind of bowing and genuflecting when you go through the building.
Every time you go through a doorway.
Yes.
What are these beams for?
There was originally a kind of mezzanine up there where they stored wheat or produce.
Yes.
Alcoves and shelving, also built for practical storage, are now the perfect nooks to display delightful ornaments and collective curios.
So this is your bedroom in here?
Yeah, this is the main bedroom.
So it's another one of the cones?
Yes.
You could probably feel that the temperature's dropped.
It's really
Yes.
cool in there, isn't it?
Which is great in the summer when it can get 40 degrees outside, and in here it's 10 degrees lower. So there's a kind of natural air conditioning.
There's something so brilliantly clever about these basic buildings. They really knew their stuff. They sort of intuitively understood science and how to make the best out of what they had.
Tim and Roberto also restored an adjoining stable to create space for their kitchen diner. But knocking a doorway through the rock-hard limestone walls wasn't straightforward.
So this is the part of the Trulli that you added on and reconfigured?
Yes.
I mean, how hard is it to put a hole in a Trulli? Sure, it's just a couple of hours and a...
No.
It was
The world's
days.
about 2 meters. So
how long did it take?
I think we were charged for 4 days' work.
yes,
So
4 or 5 days work.
Roberto and Tim have chosen to keep the interiors of their home deliberately simple, so as not to detract from the Trulli's humble architecture. Uncomplicated doors and shutters were handmade using local Renovated oak. And I really like how the stable's manger stone arch frames the cooker.
Well, I think you've done it marvellously. I love the simplicity of it. You know, just the standalone cooker, the very simple sink. None of it's fussy. And I think that's
But
the
Italians-
genius.
The Italians still don't think we finished. they still think. They walk in and go, when are you going to finish the kitchen?
And the basic beauty of this home continues outside in the garden, flush with aromatic lavender, rosemary and sage.
I love the fact in the distance you can just see other little Trulli just poking their heads up above the trees. I think it's
They're all collected around the horizon.
rather lovely, isn't it?
And sat on the terrace, surrounded by olive groves and vineyards, you're actively encouraged to indulge in Puglia's gastronomic delights.
This is a Primitivo, which is a wine from the region. But this is a great place to be in the evenings when you have friends, and it's a very kind of magical place.
It's a wonderfully peaceful location.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just sitting here, you can't hear a thing. I mean, it's so peaceful.
It took Tim and Roberto years to complete the restoration of this stunning example of Puglian architecture. But if you truly, madly, deeply fancy one of your own, then how about this? This wreck just outside the town of Ostuni could be perfect for the ambitious beginner. There's not just one, but 2 Trulli to get your teeth into here. And once you've restored them, you can think about tackling the 59,000 square foot garden, which includes its own olive grove. Yours for £72,000. Don't fancy a fixer-upper? Instead, how about this beautifully restored 230-year-old masseria? Split into 5 apartments, it has 8 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms and 5 kitchens. Located just outside the harbour town of Monopoly, you'll need to pass go more than once to afford the £1.5 million price tag. For a more urban slice of La Dolce Vita, how about this elegant 4-bed townhouse in Ostuni? Set in the heart of the fortified White City, this property combines contemporary and classic styling. With vaulted ceilings and a beautiful roof terrace overlooking the sea, the sweet life could be yours for a tasty £480,000. Next home on my tour of fantastic Puglian properties takes me to the small town of Fasano, which lies in the fertile farmland stretching up from the Adriatic. Puglia has been the agricultural heartland of Italy for centuries, and today is still responsible for over 40% of the country's olive oil. While the Trulli historically provided shelter for lowly farmhands, the agricultural elite lived in altogether grander accommodation.
Masseria are old farmhouses built for wealthy landowners. In this part of the world, they are all over the place. More latterly, many of these noble structures have been converted as places for tourists to come and stay. Luxury B&Bs, if you like the one I'm going to see now.
Emerging from the scorched earth of the olive groves and lemon orchards is a white palace. multi-levelled masseria that dominates the landscape and gleams in the southern Italian sun.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hello, Caroline.
Welcome.
It's
How are
home
you?
to Swiss
We're good.
expat Caroline Grosser, who completely renovated it and now runs it as an upmarket guest house.
Bellissimo, it's beautiful.
Thank you very much.
How far from the sea are you?
Yeah, we're around 3 kilometers.
Looks
It
closer
looks
than
closer,
that.
yeah.
So why did you end up here? How did you find it?
Well, I arrived here first for holiday.
Yeah.
This was 15 years ago, and I just fell in love with it. The mix between the sea and the landscape, and I was, oh, I have to get a little house here.
Well, should we go have a look around?
Yeah, please.
Caroline's masseria dates back to the 17th century, when it would have been the primary farmhouse in the area. It now houses 8 self-contained apartments and a suite of rooms used by Caroline as her own living space.
So what was this structure originally used for down here?
Well, these were the old stalls where the animals were inside.
And you've converted them into...
In 2 apartments. These were all open.
Oh,
you know?
wow.
There were the food trunks in there, and the animals could go in and out.
The livestock have long since gone. Instead, these former stable blocks have been transformed into sumptuous apartments.
Oh, beautiful. I love these arches. They're fantastic, these vaults. They're amazing.
And Caroline has endeavoured to use building materials unique to this rural area, such as cottage, finely ground tiles mixed with mortar.
The typical technique from here, and we use it there, and even behind of the bed, it's cacio pesto.
Looks a bit like sort of hard, like almost Play-Doh that's gone hard. It's got a nice tactile quality to it. Beautiful.
Other rooms offer more vivid visual experiences. The fluorescent pink hot tub is particularly eye-catching. Hand-painted monochrome tiles help create a feeling of rustic chic. And a piece of stunning architectural design turns a simple room into a terraced hideaway.
I love all these little doorways. Where does this one go?
This goes to my apartment.
Can we go up there?
Okay, let's go.
That's kind of like a secret sort of...
The passage.
Yeah, I feel a bit like a giant coming through this door. What a beautiful vaulted ceiling. It's lovely, isn't it?
Ascend another slender stairway, and the masseria reveals more concealed delights.
Oh, this is lovely. God, I wouldn't have even thought this is here. It's really hidden right in the
It's a
middle
little
of
bit
the house.
hidden, yeah, it's private.
And this is your bedroom. You've chosen yourself a nice spot, haven't you? Things like these windows, you've added all of these.
I went at different times of the day. I was here at the beginning, morning, afternoon, evening, to see where is the sun going, because I think light is very important.
Yeah.
I love how Caroline has created an eclectic style here, carefully contrasting original features with cool modern decor. Exposed white stonework contrasts a bathroom of charcoal black tiles. A simple wooden doorway adds a touch of farmhouse chic. And there's even a feature based on local superstition. A tiny soul window, an aperture created to allow the soul of anyone who's died inside to escape to heaven. Although you needn't travel that far for a glimpse of paradise.
Oh, that's fantastic. Look at this. I think because the landscape around is quite flat near the masseria, as soon as you come up here, it really changes the
You have a
perspective.
good view, yeah, it's a panoramic view.
What's lovely about it is that there's still the memory of it as a masseria, as a farm, and there's the olives and there's the fruit trees, and so
Yeah.
it still has that sort of slight role as a farm, you know, the centre of some land.
The Masseria's feudal landowners may have long gone, but their grand residences still hold sway over this beautiful swathe of Italy. On the final part of my journey, I impersonate a Puglian Patrick Swayze.
Right, here we go. Oh, it gets out of control, doesn't it? I had it then, and it...
And visit a superb modernist home, dreamt up by Dad and appreciated by all the family.
He's a good husband, huh?
Yes.
He has the idea of the house, he makes you the coffee in bed.
Yeah, I love him.
I'm on the last part of my Puglian adventure, visiting some of southern Italy's most desirable coastal homes. From ultra-chic townhouses sat atop sea caverns, and a magnificent masseria with far-reaching views to the sea. And it's this combination of fabulous properties and laid-back lifestyle that's attracting more people to this stretch of the Med.
Now, whilst Puglia isn't as well known as the Amalfi Coast or Tuscany, to say it's off the beaten track is not true. Last year, nearly 750,000 foreign visitors came here. And I'm here to meet a lady who has set up a little industry, a business of her own, to tap into that growing tourist trade.
Nestling in the coastal countryside near the small town of Ciglia Messapica is another lovingly converted Trulli. An atmospheric home where artist and potter Jane Shaw both lives and works after swapping life in London a decade ago.
What attracted you to the area?
Predominantly the architecture, the buildings, you know, the hilltop towns, which are the basis for all my lamps. All that is about what's around me. I mean, I've just this obsession with round buildings. I always have had.
And so when you saw a Trulli, you thought, wait a second.
No, it's just like E.T. Home.
As well as being Jane's home, her extended Trulli also encompasses a bed and breakfast business, while the rest is set aside for her passion. A pottery studio where she creates her Puglian-inspired ceramics. This region has been famed for its ceramics since the ancient Greeks, almost 3,000 years ago. And Jane offered me a chance to throw a pot of my own.
The gas pedal works just like a bumper car. You just need to be able to control it.
Time to channel my inner Patrick Swayze.
Okay, so that's my accelerator.
Yes.
And I throw it down. I've
Yes.
seen them do that.
Yes, bang it firmly on there so you've got a nice stick between this and this.
Right, here we go.
You've got to be really bossy.
Got to boss the clay.
Yes.
With thousands of years of tradition to live up to, the weight of history is starting to make me wobble.
Well, it gets out of control, doesn't it? I had it then, and
That's all right, that's normal.
You didn't have this much gunk. Why have I got so much gunk? It's gone gunking wrong. Because it's gone completely random.
And a little to pot.
Whoa.
That's right, it's perfectly normal.
But, you know, it would certainly hold some soup.
It would. Yes.
That probably means that it's a bowl.
You got it.
Though how much of the local minestrone I'd get in there, I'm not entirely sure. For the final property on my journey around Puglia, I've returned to its Adriatic coastline. And to the seaside town of Bisceglie, 27 miles north of Puglia's capital, Bari. While many expats actively seek out traditional buildings that celebrate the region's heritage, the locals who built the house I'm here to see are very much looking to the future. It lies just a few blocks back from the seafront, along a quiet suburban street. But step through the unassuming gate and there's a home that is the epitome of simple modern living. Here, cubes of gleaming white render and sparkling glass have been stacked to create a modernist home that's unlike any other in this region. It was the brainchild of lawyer Mauro Di Gioia. And I'm meeting his wife Laura and daughter Anna.
It's a strikingly modern house, this, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
And what was the thinking behind that?
Well, actually, it was my dad idea. So he likes minimalism and clean line houses. He likes glass rooms and all those kind of things.
It's not the kind of thing you see a lot of in this part of Italy.
No, not really.
What Anna's dad wanted to create was a passive house. A property which conforms to extremely high levels of insulation, requiring very little heating or cooling. It means that even when the summer sun beats down on this home with its vast glazed panels, the internal temperature remains constantly comfortable.
During the summer, when outside is very hot and humid, we are inside with a good climate, but we can enjoy the garden.
And I suppose it's a bit like being outside, obviously inside. It gives you that sort of nice connection with the weather.
That was the inspirations. Like my father wanted this glass room to be surrounded by the nature, even if you can't stay outside because it's cold or it's too warm or it's raining also. So that was the main idea.
Well, should we go and have a look around?
Yeah, sure.
There's not a TV in sight in the stripped-back living area. Instead, the 10-foot-high windows act as a screen onto the Mediterranean garden outside. The kitchen of walnut and quartz is more stripped-back Scandinavian than authentic Italian, a nod to the Northern European roots of the passive house movement. Ascend the solid oak staircase and recessed linear lighting leads you to the home's sleeping quarters.
So these are other bedrooms, and then what, family bathroom, and then what, this is the master bedroom, right?
Yeah, this is the best part of this floor.
Yeah.
Because you see this window?
Yeah.
When in the morning we are in bed,
Yeah.
I can press a button,
Yeah.
and then the blind goes up.
You don't have to get out of the bed.
And coffee arrives.
Coffee?
Yeah, every morning. My husband.
He makes you coffee?
Yeah, every morning.
He's a good husband, huh?
Yeah,
he has the idea of the house, he makes you the
Yeah.
coffee in bed.
Yeah, I love him.
I'm hoping I might get an audience with Mauro, the mastermind behind this unique home. But before that, there's time to take in the roof terrace to get a sense of its coastal location.
When you are up here, you can see all over and you can see...
right out to the sea.
Yeah.
Which is actually much closer than I thought. And you can even hear it, which is lovely.
Yeah.
It's interesting when you get up here, you realise how surrounded by houses it is, because when you're downstairs, you feel like you're in your own little kind of enclave, green haven.
In the hot climate of southern Italy, the passive house certainly points the way for the future. No matter what the home, some traditions will never die. Like the big Italian family meal, where we're joined by family patriarch Mauro and son Girolamo.
So we have focaccia.
Si.
That's a special pastry from this town. It's called sospiri. And that's another kind of like bread, and it's called taralli. We put them in the wine and then we eat them.
Put them in the wine?
Yes.
It's a Puglia thing?
Yes.
Yeah, Puglia.
With
Show
you.
him.
Come on, I'm going to watch first. Okay. That's great. Very nice. So Mauro, you had a dream to build this house for a long time?
Salivo sull'albero per vedere qual era la migliore posizione per guardare dalla villa il mare.
Yes.
How does it work as a family home?
Com'è vivere come una famiglia?
Beautiful.
Ah, English! I knew he spoke English! What I think is so important about passive houses is not just the way they look, but when you go into them, they are so comfortable. The climate is beautiful inside, the temperature, the humidity, everything, and the noise is so quiet. Perfetto.
Perfetto.
Perfetto. Salute. Grazie. Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome.
This brilliant family home is a fitting place to end my Puglian coastal adventure. It's a part of the Mediterranean that respects and pays fitting tribute to its architectural past, whilst carefully embracing the future.
This is a very beautiful but isolated part of Italy, and as a result, industrialisation in the 20th century has kind of passed it by. But that's changing. Puglia is on the rise. It is developing, but in a sensitive way. They're working with that fine grain of history, moving forward while keeping the essence of what makes this place so special, its unique past.
On my journey around the Mediterranean, I visited some sensational homes.
This is incredible. What an amazing place.
I've met truly fascinating people.
White gold, yellow gold, 24 carats massive.
And I've sampled the fabulous history and culture that make this diverse region so special. But with 28,000 miles of coastline to explore, there's definitely more fabulous homes by the men for me to discover.